There are these people that I know that aren't doing very well financially. The parents can't find work and the children go unfed. Not only that, one of the children has a bad medical condition that doesn't allow him to go to school very often. So I was thinking of starting an organization to help this family. We'll give money to the parents, provide medical care for the children, and also make sure that they receive the best of education. The only problem is I don't have any money. I know, I'll get a gun and demand people give me some of their money in order to achieve my goals. Anyone who doesn't want to comply, I'll tell them that I'm going to kidnap them and lock them up in a cage for years. Most people will comply because they'll see the gun and be afraid of me. It won't matter that I'll achieve my goals through immoral means because my goals are so noble. I mean, I have a social contract with that family to help them out. Since I don't have any money, this is the only way I can get money to help them out. What else am I to do? Okay, if an individual or even a group of individuals got together and actually tried to put this plan into action, what would you think? I would hope that you would rightly see that it didn't matter how noble or good the goals were, the end wouldn't justify the means. They wouldn't be able to violate the rights of others in order to help those in need. You would rightly be able to stop these people from going through with their plan, and you would be able to do so on principle. So why do our principles suddenly change when it's the government taking people's money at gunpoint for noble purposes? You might say if the government doesn't do things by force, no one would give their money to help the poor, pay for medical costs, or fund education. Maybe or maybe not. Either way, that still wouldn't justify this immoral behavior of violating people's individual rights. Why do you think it would be wrong if an individual did it, but not when a group of people given power by the majority does it? What about those people? What about all those people who didn't elect those currently in power? Would we be able to opt out of the current system? Could I be able to stop paying taxes, but also not receive receive no government programs? Or am I forced to give my money to the government for programs I don't want to use? In a free market, people show their approval or disapproval by either supporting something or not supporting something, by either buying a product or service or not buying a product or service, by either recommending a product or service or not recommending a product or service. But what if we required everyone to buy a certain kind of car, or a certain kind of food, or certain kinds of music, or certain kinds of books, or whatever, whether they wanted these things or not? We would force them to fund the production of those products or services by taking some of their some money from their paycheck every week. Would we like that? What if we required everyone to buy these products or services that I mentioned? Wouldn't we rightly say that the market is able to bring all those things to us at low prices, high quality, and completely free from coercion? Okay, what if we didn't force people to give us part of their income, but instead we printed money? We printed money in order to pay for the needs of the hypothetical family that I mentioned earlier. What if I printed $75,000 a year for this family, providing them with money for a house, food, car, medical care, and education for the children? What would be the harm if we created the money ourselves? Who cares that the people getting our money in exchange for the products or services we are buying from them would actually be getting something of no value? Oh, okay. Wouldn't you say, hey, you can't just print money. Money is, especially money that is connected to nothing of value, and then give it to me pretending that it is something of value? And I would say, exactly. People only enter into voluntary exchange if both parties believe that they are each getting something of equal value. Or rather, people only enter into voluntary exchange if both parties believe they are each getting something of greater value than what they are giving up. But if one of the two parties lies about the value of what they are exchanging, this is fraud and is immoral. Why is it acceptable when the government does the exact same thing with our money? I could go on, but I think you get the point. People let the government get away with murder through undeclared wars based on lies. People let the government attack other countries because they might one day attack us. Think about that. An individual couldn't go up to someone that they know hates them, punch them out because they because one day they might attack me. I wouldn't be able to go up to someone and punch them out because I know that they're angry with me on the premise that they might one day attack me. I can't initiate force. The government functions on debt, something that an individual couldn't do, for very long at least. Fraud, how do they do it? They do it through fraud, through the monetary system. They do it through theft, through taxation, and other things. People let the government get away with these things because when it's the government doing immoral things, it's okay. Actually, it's not. Maybe people just haven't thought of this. I hope that you will think of this. If we are going to have a government at all, we have to realize that the government should only do things if they are funded through voluntary means, and also the government can never initiate force on those who don't want what they offer. The initiation of force is always wrong. You can only use force when someone uses force on you first. You can defend yourself, but you can never initiate force on someone else. That's immoral. So here's the point. Whatever is true of the average person must be true of the government. What's immoral for the individual is also immoral for the government. Wrong is wrong, and the end does not justify the means. I'm going to end with a quote from the book The Virtue of Selfishness by Ayn Rand. She says, "If some men are entitled by right to the products of the work of others, it means that those others are deprived of rights and condemned to slave labor. Any alleged right of one man, which necessitates the violation of the rights of another, is not and cannot be a right. No man can have a right to impose an unchosen obligation, an unrewarded duty, or an involuntary servitude on another man. There can be no such thing as the right to enslave." For more, please visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/libertyniagara or email me at libertyniagara@gmail.com. Thanks.